Okay, welcome back to another video. And is this the end? I don't know if this is the end. Really serious when I say I don't know if this is the end or not. It's a whole question frick of what's happening. So let me explain. I go to blind school today. Illinois School for the Vision Fair. I go there today. Okay, it is like 1 in the morning, and I'm supposed to check in at 3 p.m. Okay, here's the crazy stuff. So I am currently on Straight Talk. Straight Talk doesn't work in Jacksonville, and trying to get my phone switched to Cricket. Straight Talk doesn't want to work with me. That's basically the abridged version without going into all the detailed play. It's not like I can't say what's happening. One, I don't understand what's happening. Two, I would probably mess it up, okay? So, and it's just boring stuff. But it is ridiculous. So Straight Talk blocked my number. So either I would have to pay $200 to unlock the phone to use my number, or spend $300 just to buy a whole new phone. Now, you tell me how that makes sense. But anyway, back to the TikTok side of things. So, this is week 10. And the reason this is going up on Sunday is because, I don't know if I have service or not. That's the whole thing. I'm trying to switch to Cricket because apparently someone said it at work. Now, I put up a Facebook post asking what kind of service I should switch to, like AT&T. Someone says AT&T works in Jacksonville. Someone said AT&T is terrible. Someone said Boost Mobile. Someone said UScellular. Someone says T-Mobile. Someone says Cricket. Someone's like Verizon works. And someone's like Verizon sucks. And, I almost said the other word, sucks A, but, yeah, a lot of very different opinions. So I'm like, I put the post to try to get something simple, and it did not get simpler. So, yeah, so that's why it's going up now. So, worst case scenario, you're gonna get 3 videos, like a part 1, 2, and 3, because I believe, 16 TikTok, I might split it into 8 and 8, knowing me, 8 videos in one, 8 in the other, or I might put all 16 in there, depending on how long it takes to upload, but I don't want to be, waiting 5,000 hours for it to upload, so I might just do 8 and 8, so this is, part 1, and then I just do part 2, but that's no big deal. So, what will you see this week? Pineapple orange and chocolate chip, that was an interesting combination. I did some good things about going to the visually impaired, and the bad things about going to the visually impaired. Went on this huge 5-minute rant, oh god, no, it was more like 6 minutes, because one of them was 3 minutes 54 seconds, and the other one's 2 minutes 25 seconds. So almost a good 6 minutes of me ranting about how, ranting is when you're frustrated. I was just genuinely confused about depression and anxiety and all that stuff, and trying to get that all sorted out. So that was real interesting. Talked about 12 days of Christmas and how we had 12 days for every holiday, and a lot of great stuff. We have another rejection story in here. We have a lot of stuff. Go check out MLAK. That's where I'm going to be. If I don't get any data at school, I will be on that account. So go check that out. And yeah, that's where I'm going to cut this here. Probably record the intro to part 2 and then edit all of this. So I'm doing 5 videos in a row. So I just recorded the 3 TikTok that's going up on Sunday. I'm recording part 1 and I'm about to record part 2. I usually do them all separately, but I'm doing it all at once today. So this should be fun. So earlier I talked about the good things about going to a blind school. Now I'm going to talk about the bad thing. First thing, the blind jokes. Yeah, it's not that the blind jokes are bad and that they hurt my feelings or anything, because I love a good joke. I take jokes all the time. My friends make fun of my vision, my height, my dating status, which is single for the past 3 years. They make fun of all that stuff, which I'm perfectly cool with. The thing is, they tell so many blind jokes that the blind jokes get old to the blind kid. They really need to start coming up with some new material. Next, some of the rules there drive me freaking insane. Okay, they want to check on you every half an hour. Okay, so you tell me this. So I am completely blind, okay? And there is a window in my room, yes, so I'm sleeping. 3 a.m. They check on me at 3, 3:30, 4, 4:30, 5, 5:30. So they just check on me every half an hour. Where am I supposed to go? So let's just say somehow I knew how to work a window and open up the window, right? And somehow I knew how to remove a screen. And I opened the window and jumped out sometime between 3 and 3:30 in the morning. Where am I supposed to go? There's nothing to do. We're on the, we're sort of near town, but if I went out my window, there's just some train tracks. What am I supposed to do? Just catch a train to go somewhere? And it's freight trains, it's not even public train. Or another rule, we have to check in every half an hour, even though they can see us from the freaking building. I I mean, we're the blind one here. You're not the blind one. Now, some of them do have visual impairments. I'm not making fun of them for that. But I mean, they can literally see us from the building. And it's like, we go in there, like, we have to go to the bathroom eventually, right? So we go in there to use the bathroom. They see us use the bathroom. Like, not see it. Use it, like, see it go inside the building to use the bathroom. Then we walk back outside. But then we still have to call them at every quarter, like, every hour. Like, half hour. So, like, call them at 3:30, call them at 4. Call them at 4:30, call them at 5. Okay, see? Ridiculous. So, I go to a blind school, and there are good things and bad things going to a blind school. And I'm going to talk about in 2 separate videos. So, this one is the good things, and then later it's going to be the bad thing. So, good things about going to a blind school. The curriculum is easy as flip. I mean, first off, compared to my public high school, passing was a C. At the blind school I go to, passing is a D. So, and I'm not like bragging, but I always got good grades. So I'm like, this is even easier. But like, on top of having another 10% to pass or fail, the curriculum is just easier. They barely give out homework, and I always tend to get good grades, and I don't even have to try. Another thing, they actually teach you how to cook or how to use transportation, which I think is phenomenal, because going to a regular high school, they never taught me any of this stuff, okay? It was always, like, for the visual kids, and you're like, how am I supposed to do any of this? Like, they teach you how to use this piece of technology called JAWS, which is on computers. Public school? What's JAWS? Are you talking about the movie? No, when you go to a blind school, JAWS is like pounded into your head. Like, everyone must use JAWS. You have to marry JAWS. JAWS is your wife. Everything like that. And I want to divorce JAWS, but it talks way too much. You think I talk about? No, just wait till you see JAWS. No. And then another thing is that the friend groups. Now, when I first left my public school, I'm like, oh, I'm probably not going to have any friends. But I really like going to the blind school because you have less friends, but a closer connection with all those friends. Whereas at a public school, I had a lot more quote-unquote friends, which were more just associates that just said hi to me but didn't give me the time of day, had more of those but didn't know much about them. So I'd rather know less people but know more about them, because I would die for anyone in my friend group. And go back to my public school, there are very few that I would die for. Okay, so before I start with the joke or whatever that I do for TikTok, I did want to say, if you saw yesterday's video, you're probably like, what the frick was that? Yeah, that was just a mental explosion to where I just had to get something out and just honestly talk about how I feel, because that's why I just sort of talk how I feel sometimes, and stuff comes out, okay? So that's what that was. So now that that's over with, I was just thinking, so you know how you have the 12 days of Christmas, right? Where the idea that you want to get someone a gift or be nice to them for the 12 days leading up to Christmas. Well, 11 days leading up to Christmas, and the Christmas day would be the 12th day of Christmas. What if we had 12 days for every holiday? So this could be some good things and some bad things. So 12 days of Halloween. The dentist of the world would not approve, but getting candy 12 days in a row, that sounds awesome. I think stores will go out of business for all the candy they be selling. Next, 12 days of Valentine's Day. So if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever, and you were getting them a gift, you would have to get them 12 gifts, or say you love them 12 days in a row. Now, for people who forget it's Valentine's Day, they're like, oh crap, I have to remember this one day out of the year. They're like, oh, now I have to remember it 12 days out of the year. Or the best part would be having 12 days of April Fool's Day. Usually you're only looking out for a prank on one particular day of the year. Nope, you have to look out for a prank on almost 2 straight weeks. It's gonna be great. I'm bad, making another cringe-worthy TikTok video. Yeah. Okay, so I have not checked our group account yet, but some of us might have already posted stuff from campus, because some of us are on campus on Saturday and some will be there tomorrow on Sunday. So I wanted to do one final practice before the school year starts. So I came with this one last night. It's going to be chocolate chips and pineapple juice, like pineapple with the juice involved. Now I don't know how this I think this is going to be worse than bacon bits and sugar, but I'm not 1,000% sure. Hopefully I don't gag on TikTok. Okay, I need more chocolate chips. Oh god, I think that's too much chocolate chip. Okay, so, this should be interesting. This should grow. Straight up grow. Oh. Chocolate and pineapple do not go together. This is living hell, okay? Yuck. This is not good at all. Don't follow my life choices, okay? Make smarter choices than me. Okay, that's all I have to say about this. Okay, so before I start talking, I just want to say that I am not making it to be mean, calling anyone out, or being an asshole, basically. So if I come off as an asshole, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm genuinely asking questions because I am confused. So this whole thing about mental health and anxiety and depression, I know is a touchy subject. So that's why I'm approaching this very carefully and selecting my words with what I say. So the questions I have is, I don't know where it comes from. Now, I've never dealt with anxiety or depression, but I know friends, maybe friends, who have it. And it just baffles me because I can tell when they're going through their anxiety or depression modes and they are upset, and I comfort them. I don't make fun of them. I try to help them, but in my head, I'm genuinely thinking, how come you just can't be like, oh, just be happy, go eat a Snickers? Because when I'm sad about something, I just go eat a Snickers, or I just go look at a baseball clip or something like that. Cause those are things that make me happy, and then I'm not so depressed or sad, and I feel better. But I feel like if I say that, they're like, oh, it's not that simple. But no one really explained it to me, where it comes from, or how long it lasts for, or why it's there, or what triggers it. I know it can be either a song, or they can look at a picture, or they can get this flash memory of something, and that just puts them in the mood to where they don't want to deal with anything and they start shutting down. Now, I again support my friends, but I feel like everything I say is just generic BS, that if I was, like, someone was saying it to me, I would not believe it. I'm like, oh, everything's okay, don't worry, I'm here for you, take a deep breath and calm down. Now, I don't know if that helps people, but if people were saying that to me, I would be like, that's total BS, that's not how this works. So I just find it really interesting how, when I'm like, oh, someone's like, oh, I'm sad, I'm like, well, just be happy, simple. They're like, it's not that simple. But then they don't explain it to me, so I'm still confused. So I want to help them, but I don't know how. That's the point. And again, I'm not like making fun of anyone who goes through mental health, 'cause I know it's a serious thing that put people on suicide watch and all sorts of stuff like that. And I just, for like someone that doesn't deal with it, I just don't know the best way to approach it when someone else is going through it, because I can't relate to it. And I always say that depression and anxiety can suck it and they can kiss my ass, but it, like, I just genuinely don't understand. Like, I'm standing up for something that I fully don't understand, because no one ever explained it to me what gets them that way, or where it even comes from. Is it something you're born with? Is it something where you have to have a traumatic experience and then you have it? I don't know. So again, I'm not trying to sound like an asshole or anything, but I'm just genuinely asking questions that I genuinely don't know the answer to. So I'm not joking, because I usually make a lot of jokes. I'm not joking with this one, because I saw where my friend said she was listening to a song, it put her in the mood, and I'm like, why would you intentionally listen to a song that makes you upset? That baffles me. But maybe, like, in their head, they wanted to hear the song and be upset. I don't understand how it works. So yeah, that's why I asked. Okay, this is part 2. It cut me off. So back to what I was saying, because I can't relate to it, and I always say that depression and anxiety can suck it and they can kiss my ass, but it, like, I just genuinely don't understand. Like, I'm standing up for something that I fully don't understand, because no one ever explained it to me what gets them that way, or where it even comes from. Is it something you're born with? Is it something where you have to have a traumatic experience and then you have it? I don't know. So again, I'm not trying to sound like an asshole or anything, but I'm just genuinely asking questions that I genuinely don't know the answer to. So I'm not joking, because I usually make a lot of jokes. I'm not joking with this one, because I saw where my friend said she'd listen to a song, it put her in the mood, and I'm like, why would you intentionally listen to a song that makes you upset? That baffles me, but maybe, like, in their head, they wanted to hear the song and be upset. I don't understand how it works, so, yeah, that's why I asked. So, to end this, once again, I am not trying to offend anyone or seem like a dick or anything like that. I am genuinely just concerned for my friends and their mindset and how they think, and like I want to know the best way to help them, because that's like what this boils down to. It's like me wanting to help my friend the best way possible without sounding like someone that doesn't know what they're talking about or an idiot who just tells them to get over it and go cry to someone who cares, because I do care about my friends, and I genuinely want them to get better and deal with their depression and anxiety, and just talk to someone that actually knows what the flip they're talking about. So I just don't want to be ignorant in this topic, but I don't understand it. So that's the whole reason I'm making this. Not to be a douche and make fun of anyone. I just want to make that abundantly clear. I'm not making fun of anyone. And I know that anxiety and depression is a very serious thing, along with other mental mindsets. I'm just bringing up those two because those are the two that I know the most about, and I know very little about those. But just that I just don't want to say anything wrong that just makes them more upset, and I want to just help my friend. That's just the whole point of making this, okay? Yeah. You know what the problem is with being blind? Okay, there's a lot of problems. Not being able to drive, can't see, but no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when it comes to consumption of ice cream. Yes, I'm talking about ice cream. Okay, so right here, I have 5 containers of ice cream, or what I believe to be ice cream. I say that because I have no clue what kind of ice cream is which. So, you don't really label things. Like, you can. Like, sometimes I label things, but only when they're in the house for a long time. But, like, ice cream goes way too quickly to make a label for it, and then a few days later it's gone. So I have no clue what kind there is. And sometimes my mom will them. So I know this is cookies and cream, right? So I don't want that. I like strawberry. But then you have these other ones here, and I have no freaking clue what they are. Okay, so we got 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and they all feel exactly the same. And the only way to tell is taste testing. And I don't like chocolate, or vanilla is fine, but I don't like vanilla. So it's taste testing. It's awful. I feel like I'm like doing a freaking sample. You know, on those food shows where you go on and you have to eat whatever someone puts in front of you. Yeah, like that. But I don't like it. No, I just like knowing exactly what I'm grabbing. So I'm going to assume that this is strawberry ice cream, and if it's not, I'm gonna barf. Being blind is the worst. See? So right now, I am elated for the time being until disaster strikes. So let me explain. So, because of COVID and stuff like that, we're having a 2-day moving process to school. So my friend and I, we talk every day. Gabby, I mentioned her before. So she moved in today, Saturday, and I move in tomorrow on Sunday. And so originally, me and a group of my friends thought that there would only be 2 girls in this building called TLC. It's like this building for the older students. And so Gabby gets there, she calls me and she's like, actually there's gonna be 4 girls. And the 4 girls is Kayla, who I mentioned before in several TikToks, the one who annoyed the crap out of me. Then we have Gabby, who's my best friend, who had a crush on me, but I said no. And then we have a girl named Mari, who's really nice. And we have a new girl named Chloe. So now I'm super excited because the girl named Chloe. And I don't know if she's single. I don't know how tall or short she is. I don't know how nice or mean she is. But if she's single, maybe I can make a move. And then I make a move and I just get rejected. Man, I'm gonna be back here talking about how Chloe rejected me. Isn't that nice? So I wonder how long before I get rejected by her, because no girl at my school had dated me yet. So 2 weeks, maybe three, maybe a full month into it, and I finally get rejected. And she can be like, you know what? I should have never came to the school because they have this annoying, stupid kid who won't leave me to flip alone. And then I get charged with like harassment, and I get a restraining order, and I get banned from school, and I don't get to graduate high school. Actually, that wouldn't be too good. I need to find a new gender because everyone doesn't like me apparently. So me and my friend were just, talking, hanging out and stuff like that, and apparently I said something that made me sound like a girl. And one of my friend girls are like, oh, we don't want him as a member of the Girl Society. We do not accept him. And then the guys are like, well, as a member of the Guy Council, we don't accept him either. I'm like, well, if I'm not a guy, if I'm not a girl, what am I? Then they told me the non-binary people don't accept me. So I'm like, okay, then I'll be an alien. They said, nope, aliens don't accept you either. No one wants you. I talked to Edward from Twilight. The vampires don't want me. I also talked to Jacob. Apparently the werewolf don't want me. Apparently no one wants me. So I just have to find some kind of gender. Can I identify as a giraffe? I think the giraffe wouldn't want me either because I'm annoying. Maybe the lions, but actually the lions would probably think I'm stupid and try to eat me. I don't know. The struggle is real. No one apparently wants to be with me. I finally figured out why I don't have a girlfriend. No one wants to be with me. No one likes me. I'm annoying as heck. That just dawned on me now after being single for 3 years. Man, I'm swell.